Hello everyone. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to factor a perfect square trinomial using one variable and two variables. So in this discussion we will use the formula, the square of the difference, and the sum of the square of the sum. Okay, so let's do the example. Okay, so if we have this trinomial as follows. Okay, example number one. Okay, example number one. Let me just do this one a little bit thicker. All right, so if you have y square, right, minus 10y plus 25. Okay, so if you are going to factor this one, this trinomial, okay, this perfect square trinomial, using the formula a square minus twice of ab, right, plus b square equals to a minus b the whole square. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, the square of the difference, we call this one the square of the difference. So what we have to do is basically this given equation or this given trinomial should be written in this form, in this form. We have to write it in this form. So the first thing is I have to decide what is my a, what is my b. Okay, what is my a and what is my b. That means from this I can simply see that my a is simply as y. Okay, if I compare these two, y is gonna be the y. Okay, a is the y because a square is just y square. Okay, then look at the b now. B square, and then look at this. This is the last term, the c. Okay, the last term, all right, third term. So what number gives me 25? Okay, what number gives me 25 when I square it? When I square it, so definitely that is b must be 5 because square of 25 is 5. So 5 squared is 25. Okay, so I can know that simply the 5 is, or the other way is if I divide the middle term is this one. If I divide this by 2, 10 over 2 is 5. So I know that just the b is the 5. Okay, now the next step is I can write this middle term in this form, or simply once I know my y, my a and b, I can just simply go ahead and then write it that way. So I can, let me do this one. Okay, y square minus 2y of a is y, b is 5 plus, okay, b square is 5 square. Okay, so you see this is the same as this one. This format has this format. So you may not need to go to this step once you identify clearly which one is your a and which one is your b, and then you can just simply jump a minus b. A minus b is now y minus 5, right, square. Okay, this is in turn can give me y minus 5 times y minus 5 twice. Okay, because square means right whatever this one is twice. So this is simply the factor form of this perfect square trinomial. So this is so easy. Okay, using the formula is so easy way of factoring a given perfect square trinomial. Okay, let's do another more example. Okay, another more example. All right, another more example. So let's have this. All right, example number 2 or exercise number 2. Okay, x squared, look at this again, plus 12x. Look now, this time it is plus. This is plus. In the first problem it was minus, so you have to be careful with this one. Okay, plus 36. Okay, okay, this time we are going to use square of the sum, not square of the difference. Okay, not square of the difference. So that means a square, we know this formula, a square plus twice of a b. Okay, everything is plus b square. This will give me simply a plus b the whole square. Okay, this is the formula. So now the first thing is let my a, what is my a? My a, because I need a, my a is here. I can notice that x. Okay, because a square and then x square are equivalent. So that means a is the x, okay? A is the x. All right. So what about my b? My b is, look at the last term, the c term, 36 is a perfect square. What number gives me 36 when I square it by itself? Or what is square root of 36? You can ask that. Or what is 12 divided by 2? It is 6. Okay. So that means, all right, then b is 6. Okay. Because 6 squared is 36. So I know my a and b simply. So as before, I just can simply write it this way if I want to: x squared plus 2y of a b, okay, plus b squared. Okay, so this format and this format are the same, or I don't need even to write this step. Simply once I identify my a and b correctly, I have to be careful, my a and b correctly, and then that's gonna give me x plus 6 the whole square, which is equal to simply x plus 6 into another x plus 6. That's the perfect square trinomial. We factored it simply in just one formula. Okay. All right. So now let's make it a little bit complicated. That means let's use two variables now. Okay. Let's use two variables. Okay. Exercise number 3. Okay, exercise number 3. So assume you have this. Okay, 16u square, right, minus 24u and v. Okay, uv, two different variables, plus, okay, 9v square. Okay, you have this. So the first thing is, well, this one is minus. Okay, this one is minus. That means I know that I'm gonna use square of the difference. That means my appropriate formula is going to be a square with the minus 2ab plus the b square. This is equal to what? All right, a minus b the whole square. Okay, this is how I'm gonna proceed. The first question is now, what is A, what is B? Okay, what is A, what is B? Be careful now. At this time, I have two things, right? A square, who is equivalent with A square? Okay, with A square, this is equivalent with A square. Okay, but I have two things now. I have the 16, the integer 16, and the U square. So, um, well, obviously for U square, I have U, but for 16, what is 16? 16 is a perfect square, right? Because square root of 16 is 4, and then 4 times 4 is 16. So my a is simply, my a is square root of 16, which is the 4, right? The 4, and then just the u, okay, the u. All right, this is for u. I have to be careful this, because when I square for u, it's gonna give me 16u square, because I can say here because, right? See, because for u the whole square is gonna give me 16u square, which is the same as this one, so I have to be careful, the same as this one, right? The next one is what is my b? Okay, what is my b? All right, my b, to find out about my b, I have to go to the third term, which is the c part of this. Okay, if I have 9v square, what should be my b when I square it to give me 9v square? Okay, 9v square. So square root of 9 is 3. Okay, because 3 square is gonna give me 9, and then v, square root of v square is v. So v square is gonna be v square. So because I can say also here because, right? Because what? 3v the whole square is equal to 9v square. This 9v square is the same as this 9v square here. Okay, so that means I can say I figured out the correct a and b. Okay, so I know what is my a, I know what is my b. Now I can just go apply this formula. Okay, so because this is now the same as this, okay, I can go ahead and then write it in a minus b form. So therefore my answer is a minus b the whole square, which is 4u, right, 4u minus 3v the whole square, okay, which is equal to 4 u minus 3v, okay, okay, twice for u minus 3v. Okay, this is just the factored form. Okay, either the first one or the second one, both are the same. Okay, so let's do the last problem, and that will be enough to understand this. Okay, so let's say example, let me go to example number 4. Okay, the more problems you do, the easiest the problems will become. Okay, so y square, okay, y square plus 16 y and x plus 64 x squared. Okay, this is quite the same, but remember everything is plus 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 now. Okay, so I see plus plus, so I know that the formula is going to be what? A squared plus twice of ab plus b squared. Okay, so this is equal to a plus b the whole square. Okay, so I know that if I have this format, I can write it down in this way. Okay, the sum, the square of the sum. Okay, the square of the sum. So now, as always, let's do, or let's figure out who is the a. Okay, so if I know y square is here and then a square is here, so that means y is equivalent with just y. Okay, all right, and then what is my b? Okay, my b, go to the my b. Okay, b is, look, this whole term. Okay, this whole term is equivalent with b squared. This must be with this one. Okay, so basically what you can do is, how can I get 64x squared? Okay, how can I get 64x squared when I square that number? So square root of 64 is what? Square root of 64 is 8, because 8 times 8 is 64. Or simply, if you don't remember that, what you can do is you divide this 16 here into 2. If you divide 16 into 2, you will get 8 the same way, right? So but now remember, there is what? There is x squared, also x squared as well, so I can just write x like this. Okay, x like this. Now because 8x, right, the whole square will give you 8 times 8 is 64, and x times x is x, which is the intended 64x squared, sorry, x squared. Now I know my a and I know my b already. All I have to do is now just go ahead and then write the numbers. Okay, write the numbers. So that means a plus b, all right, the whole square is my factor. So my a is already y plus my b is 8x. Okay, so the whole square, this is the same as y plus 8x. Okay, you simply write this twice, 8x. Okay, so this is the last answer of the factored form. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I highly encourage you to look at those, pause them, and then see what's going on in here. Once you revise this again and again, it will be so easy for you to do the same kind of problems. Have a great day.